to me. We're having a good supper tonight. We're having our purple whole peas from the garden, and we're having some sweet potatoes that I made in the air fryer on 280 degrees. It takes some a regular size one about 50 minutes, and if you got one a little bit larger than that, like mine were, I put them on 25 minutes at 280, then I turn them over and do 25 minutes at 280, and usually they're done, but today I had pretty big ones. So these took just a little bit longer, not a whole lot longer, but just a little bit. Well, this has kind of got sticky on the bottom, so let me put them right here for now. And because we're going to use this air fryer right quick to make us a little bit of an egg custard for dessert. So I'll put these right here. And I want them to stay warm. So my air conditioner vent's right next to my stove. And so we'll put the custard cups in here. All right, Chris wants a crust. I'm not real sure about it. I was just going to make a custard. But he wants a crust, so I put 2 tablespoons of butter down in the bottom of a ramekin. And I'm going to put in some graham cracker crumbs, just enough to cover the bottom. And I got to see how much that is. It's according to how big your ramekin is as to how much you'll put down in there. I'm going to kind of use a little spatula and move it around and see if it covers the bottom good. And all I'm doing is using my French coconut pie recipe. I'm just not using the crust with it. So I'm just going to mix this up. And let it sit in the bottom. And I'm not going to pre-bake it either. Just because he wanted something in the bottom. And he's spoiled like that, so I did it. We're having salmon patties tonight. So I'm about to mix them up and fry them while this cooks. This one's got more in the bottom, Chris, so you can have it.
Okay.
All right. I don't know how we're going to tell them apart, but we'll figure it out. All right, just for my little egg custards, all I'm going to do is put in a couple of eggs because I got 2 ramekins. I'm going to use 2 eggs. I've got 2 more tablespoons of butter in here. I'm hoping these will get done in time for you guys to see them because they're going to go in the air fryer, okay? So it should cook them a lot quicker than a regular oven would. Get us out a whisk and whisk this butter and egg together. And then I'm going to put in about, I'm going to use an 1/8 cup of sugar, which is not as much as I would normally put in my pie. Do you want more in yours?
No, that's fine. No, you don't have to.
For each ramekin gets an 1/8 cup. I like egg custard not to be super sweet. All right, and then we're going to put in a little vanilla.
Ooh.
And a little buttermilk. It ain't going to take much buttermilk. So let's just use the same amount of buttermilk as we did the, just one. This is an 1/8 cup. May not even have an 1/8 cup scoop. You can just pour some in there. All right, and now all we're going to do is put some coconut in it and pour this over the top. So we got in our buttermilk, we got in our eggs. If you want it to be a little bit of a deeper dish, you can put a little bit more buttermilk in it, okay? And so I'm just going to take the coconut, lay it on the bottom, and this is sweetened flaked coconut. And I am not making cornbread for supper. Instead, we're having dessert. We're not going to have both, okay? And that's how me and Chris would rather have dessert than to have bread. That's just how we're wired. And then we're just going to pour this over the top of them. It looks like it's about the same, don't it?
Mm-hmm. Pretty close.
Okay, that's it. And that's just our dessert for tonight. So I'm going to set them down in this air fryer. You want to show it to them? It's got this stuff in it from the potato, but it ain't going to hurt nothing. And then I'm going to push it in and start cooking it. And I'm going to cook it, let's see. I'm going to choose 300 degrees for 15 minutes. That'll do it. Just turn it on.
See what happens.
We're going to see what happens. All right. Let me get this junk out of the way. And we're going to mix up our
salmon patties.
Salmon patties. Thank you, Chris. And I won't take up too much of your time cleaning it up. Just a little bit. That French coconut pie recipe is in the first cookbook. It's my daddy's favorite. And the main reason I didn't do the whole pie is just because we wanted to have it done before we got off of here live. If you're wondering. Alright, for the salmon, first thing I do is put it in a bowl, in my bowl. Well, and I know a lot of y'all like to eat the bones and all that, but we're going to have extra anyway. And I usually take off the skin. You don't have to. But my mama did. I mean, I ain't real picky about it, but like some people are. It just slides right off. There's some of the bones. I take those out. You can crush them up. You can crush them with your finger just like that, and they're crushed already if you want to eat them. You do what you want to do. I'll do what I want to do. Everybody says they're nutrition. We get plenty of nutrition. Me and Chris are not malnutrition. You can tell by looking at us. I can guarantee you that. We eat good, don't we, Chris?
Yeah, I think a glass of milk pretty much take care of whatever nutrition you get from those bones in your salmon.
And Chris drinks milk like it's going out of style. Today we're having peas from the garden. And yesterday, a couple of days ago, we were outside on the porch, and I showed you a bean. It's actually a bean, not my peas. Those are purple hull peas. But I showed you a bean that I wasn't real sure what it was, and then we came in here, and Chris, they're actually in a jar up there, and they're yellow-eyed beans is what they're called. Yellow-eyed beans. They're similar. I'll let you, I'm going to pour most of this off, but just leave just a little bit of juice in here. But anyway, the yellow-eyed beans are very similar, it said, to navy beans. I've just never made them. I've seen them at the store, and I bought them. I just never made them, and Chris went out there and planted some of them in the fall last year. They didn't come up. So that's what they are. They say they're similar to a navy bean and a Great Northern, but superior in taste. So we'll be trying those soon out of that jar. That jar's got dirt in it because Chris got dirt in it when he planted them last year, so I gotta rinse some beans off before I cook them. All right, I'm gonna take a couple of green onion and chop them up to go in my salmon patty. And I need to turn around as soon as I'm done with this, because it ain't gonna take 2 seconds to mix this up, and start my oil. to get my rocking blade. I got my chopping blade.
It's all right, because we're chopping.
All right. Throw that in there. And then I'm going to turn around here and get some oil in the skillet. Now you can put other stuff in there if you want to. You got peppers or whatever. This is corn oil. That's what I use most of the time. If I'm frying, it's about what I use most of the time. And it's what my granny used. Cover the bottom of it good. And then you're going to take an egg, put in it. And then you're going to put a lot of flour, a half cup. And then you're going to put in, I have to look to see what I showed y'all, a half cup of flour and an 1/8 cup of cornmeal. So you got your white lily, of course. We're going to use cornmeal mix, regular cornmeal mix, 1/8 cup. And a lot of people just use cornmeal in their salmon, but my mama always used a lot of flour, and it really makes it taste good, good, good. So that's what I do, okay? And it puffs up, and it's real cakey. And most people that try these really like them. Now you can put in some cayenne pepper. It's an option, but you can put it in there. We usually do put in just a little bit. So I need to grab it. I don't put much, just a little. And then you're going to mix it up. And if for some reason it's a little bit too dry, you want it to be kind of dry. But if you can't mix up the flour all the way, you can always add a little bit more of your salmon juice, okay? But I try to smash it in there first before I resort to using it anymore. All right, easy. Mix up that cayenne good, okay? Or let it be in one salmon patty. All right, that's it. Boy, Amy loves these. When I had kids at home, and even the little ones just loved these. They thought they were chicken. They thought they were chicken patties. Because I put that flour in there, it makes them nice, and they're not real fishy tasting, they're really good. And the kids, well, I'm gonna drop my red egg. Throw it in there. Give me another one. My kids loved them. All right. So, I usually put me a little bit of a test in here and wait till it floats and sizzles. And as soon as it starts sizzling, we'll start frying these things up. And I'll show you let me wipe off my counter and I'll show you my pretty peas that we got from the garden. And we're starting to get some tomatoes. Yes, we are. I'm super excited.
We got some Romas and Cherokee purples. And those Cherokee purples are good.
Yes, they are. We had them on a hamburger yesterday, didn't we, Chris?
Yeah, we never had them
Oh,
before.
good.
We were impressed.
We were very happy with them. So while that's heating up, I'm sorry, but it's just not quite hot enough. I'm going to throw this stuff up, put it back where it goes. So that when we make a plate, I won't have a big mess out here to deal with. Yes, and cornbread would be good, but I'd rather have the coconut custard myself. And some of y'all could eat both, but me and Chris can't. All right, this is my cornmeal and my flour. sugar. We should have sprinkled sugar on the top of those.
They're fine.
Huh?
No, they'll be fine. We never put sugar on the top of the pie.
I got these big sugar crystals. I
Yeah.
want them on the top. Let's do that real quick.
Okay.
Look how they're puffing up.
Yep, that'll be pretty.
Alright, this is hot. Let's drop some of these. I don't even have on a
Apron.
apron. I'm gonna get my pretty shirt messed up if I'm not careful.
Let's go get one as soon as you get them.
I will. I'm standing back. And my mama never made them in circles. I know some of y'all get them to me because I don't. Because there's croquets. Some people call them salmon croquets.
Croquettes.
Croquettes. Thank you, Chris. My mama just said salmon patties, and she didn't make them in a circle. She just threw them in there, flattened them a little bit like this.
Kind of like hush puppies a little bit.
Yeah. Now you need to make sure you flatten them a little bit, because see how that oil comes up? That oil needs to be deep enough to come up to the edge of that patty. You don't. A lot of people fry them in just a tiny bit of oil. And to me, they're kind of raw on the inside sometimes when people cook them. I like for them to be nice and formed. And done.
Yeah, they're not real dense and stuff. They're real, they're kind of fluffy.
Delicious.
Like
They're fluffy.
Yeah.
Fluffy, like a biscuit kind of, but not quite like a biscuit. Good. They're good. All right, this recipe is in our first cookbook because it is... Our first cookbook is full of just ordinary things that we ate constantly. Salmon patties was always one of them. And so it's in that first cookbook. What was that coming over here, Dia?
An apron.
An apron.
The cat's meowing. She smells that salmon.
I know, baby. I didn't even save you a plain piece, and I should have. There's Joanne. You smell the fish? Does it make you hungry? So, it does smell good, don't it?
It does.
Ooh, we having something good tonight.
You gonna show them the
French
peas?
coconut. I guess you could call them. What do you call them? Let's see, they're in those. What do you call those things again? I already lost my train of thought.
Ramekins?
Ramekins. French coconut pies and ramekins in the air fryer. Somebody said I need to start using my air fryer some more. Here's our peas. Look good, don't they?
You can't get too close.
I know. I'm going to dip some out. And I even let those beans in there with them.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh.
Sure did, darling.
Oh, they look like, well,
I gotta go get some more cups for
I gotta let them cool off a little bit, guys, before I can do a close-up with that.
Let's flip these, and then when we flip these, we'll dip out some peas.
Okay.
And then we're going to be able to eat really quick. So then, take your salmon and flip it. Mash it good when you flip it. And pay attention when you're doing meat especially to, not necessarily with these so much, but with meat, start flipping where you started. What's wrong? What's wrong?
The lid was on the flame.
Oh, all I gotta do is turn off the flame, honey.
I'll move the lid.
Okay. I hope they got to see while you're doing that. Chris gets to watching out for me sometimes and forgets he's showing y'all something. All right. Now, let's dip some of these peas. I really really need a dipper instead of this.
And these are the peas we shelled the other night.
Yeah, when y'all were watching.
The purple hull peas.
And I'll have to put some juice in there too. And it's got a few of those beans in there that I showed y'all.
It's a mixture.
So let's put this on the table.
Here they are. These are really
We
good.
each get a potato.
Sweet potato.
And now we'll get these out. I'll fry up the rest of them once y'all are gone for the pups and
Leftovers.
the kitty. So they can get a bite. Because this is more than enough for me and Chris. I'm used to serving it to the kids. And tonight we don't have the kids here. So, let's see how this looks. Looks set, don't it?
Yeah, it does.
Let me shake it with a fork. Shake it, baby, shake it. Oh crap! It's set. It's ready.
Okay.
See how quick that was, y'all?
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna get those out. Get us a plate. Decide what I want. Honey, you're just gonna have to wait. I don't know what to tell you. I know it. It's rough, ain't it? Rough being a cat in this house. Rough. 2 patties. Peas. Well, peas. That patty's got a big piece of onion in it. And then our potatoes. And our potatoes, let me put some butter on them right quick. Do you want cinnamon sugar on yours or just
No.
plain? Plain?
Mm-hmm.
And it matters where you get your sweet potatoes, because if you don't get them somewhere good, they don't, they're not as good. These potatoes do really well in the air fryer. If you've got an air fryer, it doesn't heat up the house anything like the big oven does. I mean, it heats good, but not as, this one's juicier than that one. I'll swap it for you for your view. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Yummy.
Good stuff.
All right, so we're gonna put, boy, my granny ate sweet potatoes like crazy because she grew them. She was either eating a sweet potato or having a piece of sweet potato pie. I mean, several times a week, she had sweet potatoes. She lived to be 90, so they must be good for you. She sure seemed to think so.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna get out our dessert and sit right here for y'all and show it to you. I'm just making sure that don't run all on my plate. So if you want to do sweet potatoes in the air fryer, cook them at 280 until they get good and done. It takes 25 minutes, then flip them for 25 minutes. And most of the time it's going to be done, and if it's not, just put another 10 minutes on it or so. But they're delicious. You're going to find out how good they are. Let me try to use my tongs. What do I do with them?
Right here.
Because I don't want to ruin the top of these like I already did with this one. This is not easy. If y'all weren't watching, it wouldn't matter because I would just mess it up and not worry about it. But there's our coconut. Wasn't that quick?
Mm-hmm. Didn't take long.
No. So I simmered the peas during the day, of course. And we'll use this one, I guess, tonight. I don't know. I think I want to use that one for the picture. We'll use this one to dip in. Okay.
Okay. See how it turns out.
There it is. It could have cooked a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, it's a little runny.
It's a little bit, but it is fine.
Mm-hmm. Because that looks good.
Oh, it's hot.
Let it sit there and taste the other stuff.
Okay. All right. Beans. I want to taste this bean by itself. This new bean I haven't tried. I mean, it tastes like the purple whole peas.
Yeah, because it cooked in them.
But boy, are they good, y'all. These just come out of the garden. So delicious. I'm just going to pick up my salmon patty and take a bite. Delicious. And full of flavor, and you know this sweet potato's good. Look at it. So 2 air fryer recipes tonight. Simple. Fresh peas out of the garden and salmon patties. Boy, it's good. Boy, we're going to have a nice supper. Thanks for watching. Oh, I haven't tasted my coconut.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, I about got too excited, didn't I?
Yeah.
Ready to eat. Hot. So delicious.
Is it good with those graham cracker crust things in?
Yes. And it's really set for the most part. I'll show y'all. If y'all want to see it, how it looks. See
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
That's how it looks.
Good.
Looks good. I mean, it could have stayed in there 3 or 4 more minutes, but I mean, it's done. Woo! Pleasant cooking while it's sitting here.
Yeah.
By the time we eat for supper, it's going to be perfect. I mean, for dessert. All right. Thanks for watching Colored Valley Cooks, where we cook like Mama did. Bye, y'all. Love ya. Come back and see us and hit that like button.